Welcome back to Midwest Backyard Barbecue. Today we're going to end up doing 2 racks of ribs on the pellet smoker. This is always a family favorite. It's kind of what I started out on and what I've cooked the most over the last couple of years getting into barbecuing. And this channel should push me to do some other things on the smokers. So I thought I'd show you kind of what my favorite recipe that I found so far to do is. So first we're going to take, and we've got both of the racks of ribs out of the packaging and out of the cutting board here. So we're just going to take and kind of pat them dry. Don't worry, they'll sweat out some more moisture for the rub. And it doesn't have to be perfectly dry. So we take and get both sides here. I'll just kind of get some of this extra slop off the cutting table. So we've got that there. Then the next thing you want to do is on the back of the ribs, they have a membrane called a silver skin on them that you can either take off, or if you want to just leave them on, you can just cut a couple of slits with a knife, just kind of along with the bone, just so as the meat contracts, it's not being held together by the silver skin. But what I've found that seems to work out pretty good for me, and I really don't have too much of an issue with it, it's kind of worth the effort, is peeling it off. So the first thing that you want to do is get a butter knife, and you can kind of go along the edges here. You can kind of see there's a spot here where it's already pulled back a little bit. Maybe you can't see, but you just kind of get in underneath there. Get it up so you can get a hand on it. And then I take just a piece of paper towel, get a hold of it again, and you just pull it away. And if some gets left on, it's not the end of the world. But it comes off pretty easy like that. Then throw it out. You can see here it's kind of pulled back a little bit. Sometimes you have to dig around a little bit to get them. But then grab it. Just pull down. And they're both off already. So then what I end up doing, to kind of take a look at it, there's not too much extra meat. I might end up doing a little bit of trimming. One of these days I'm going to end up saving my meat trimmings to add into other stuff, but right now I don't have a need for it. So this isn't too bad. These I just picked up at Hy-Vee down the road, and it seems like their meat department is pretty darn good on what they give you. So I've got these flipped over. You can see, I would like to call that a skin tag here, or a meat tag. Just going to trim that off. Just so anything kind of sticking out like that or like this is just going to end up burning. So we'll get that cut off. Alright, so now we're going to square them up. You can see the loose meat there. Get them turned a little bit. Get that edge just cut down. Thankfully it's almost Christmas. A nice sharp knife would be good. I tried just sharpening this one, but didn't really do much. So then all that feels pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not doing a competition with it. It's just going to be for family eating. Then on this one, there's a little bit extra fat here that I want to kind of get cut off so that the seasoning gets on the meat there. So I'm just going to kind of peel at it. This is where a nice sharp knife comes in handy. Just kind of go along it. Try and get it cut up to where you can get a hand on it. And that's all the trimming we really need to do with that. So now, about the only thing different I'm going to do with this cook is I'm going to end up using Honey Hog Barbecue from Meat Church, because I really liked it on the turkey that I did, and I kind of like a sweeter taste on my ribs. It kind of fits everyone's taste for the family. So with this, we're just going to be extremely liberal with it. Make sure you get everything covered. All right, so now they're seasoned pretty good. We'll flip it back over. Now I'm going to let that sweat in while I heat the grill up. We're going to end up doing them at 225 for a couple hours, and then we'll make some adjustments after that, wrap them and everything like that. I'll let it soak in. Once the grill is ready to go, I'll hit it with a little bit more seasoning, and I'll show you getting it out on the grill. All right, so now we're out here at the grill, and we're going to go ahead and get them on the smoker. Temp is at 225. The seasoning kind of soaked in. You can see they almost look wet again because it's kind of pulled some of the moisture out and adhered that seasoning to them. I did dribble a little bit of extra seasoning on top, and we're just going to get them thrown on here. Kind of straighten them up the way you want them to look. It's not a competition, but still like them to be somewhat straight. We're going to end up moving some stuff around. Get them straight. Bunched up a little bit, and we'll leave them on here for about 2 hours. Not going to worry about doing any kind of basting or drizzling, putting any moisture to them. Just gonna let them go. It should be about 2 hours. Once the bark gets to where I want it to be, we'll go ahead and look at wrapping them and finish them out up to temp. All right, so now we have the ribs off the smoker. For this first set, all I was looking for was getting the seasoning pretty well set up on it. So as you can see, as you're touching it, the seasoning's not really coming off of my fingers or anything like that. So it looks like it has a really nice color. We're not looking for too much other than that. There's a little bit of pullback off the bones, but nothing like what we're looking for at the end of the cook. So we're going to go ahead and get them wrapped. What I seem to have liked the last time, I end up taking a double layer of tin foil. Lay it out. Take some butter. Or if you have sticks of butter, you could take and just cut little pieces off and do that, but this is what was easily available to me right now. So we've got that. Then, really a fan of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Very simple. Probably better ones out there, but for the price and the quantity that you get, can't beat it. So we'll go ahead and put down a layer of this. Something kind of like that. And go ahead and grab one of the ribs, set it down, meat side down, and yeah, you can kind of see some of that pullback. If you really want to, you can clean up some of the char that's on the ends, but this is just for eating with the family, so I'm not really too worried about that. All right, so now we're just gonna fold this up. Doesn't have to be super tight, but just enough that liquid might not get out of it. So there's one. Do the second one real quick. Add the barbecue sauce, and you can use any barbecue sauce you like. Take and put the meat side down. Again, just wrap it up. Then we'll go out and get this on the smoker. Now it's not going to take any more of the flavor from the wood, so you can kick the heat up a little bit. I'm going to go up 250, 275, and go from there. Hopefully it'll be about an hour or so, and we'll have them up to temp, and we'll show you what they look like and what they feel like, and what the temp is once we get to that point. Alright, so now we're back. The ribs have been wrapped for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes or so. I went out just to see what they were doing. It's pretty dark outside, so to prevent shadows, so I can kind of show you what I'm looking at. I thought it'd be easier to come in here and show you. So you can see we've got some pullback on some of the ribs here. Some of the membranes kind of disintegrating. When you pick it up, it just wants to bend. This one's really ideally what you're looking for here. You got all the pullback here, starting to kind of get a little bit more disintegration. I bet you the rib will just pull out on that. Alright, so now we've got them unwrapped, flipped over for the meat sides up. I really like the color of this. You get all that moisture. You can see the juice in the bottom. So they don't cool down too much. Gonna go ahead and get some barbecue sauce on them. I'm not a huge fan of real sloppy ribs. I like the meat and the smoke and the seasoning to give me all the flavor that I need. So I don't go too heavy with the barbecue sauce. It also tacks up a little faster that way. Look at that color. Oof. I can't wait to try one of these. Okay, so now we've got the sauce on them. We'll go ahead and get these back out on the smoker because of being dark and shadows with the lights that I have out there. I'm just going to put them on the smoker, on the grate. I'll throw a picture in here so you can see. It'll be without the aluminum foil. Tack up for about 15 minutes or so to tack up the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And then we'll bring them in and give it a shot. Alright, and now the moment we've all been waiting for. The ribs are off the smoker. The barbecue sauce is tacked up on them. We're going to go ahead and give them a shot, give them a try. We'll just take one more look at them and see. You got nice pullback off the bones. Really on both of them. I love the color. It's not a competition, so I'm not worried about the char on the ends of the bones. Alright, so we had to take a little break because the kids were getting real hungry. So we've cut into one. We've got another one that's still whole. As you can see here, looking in the middle, you have a real nice smoke ring around the outside. And then that color on there, oh, that's beautiful. So I'll do a taste test for the camera. Go to this side. That is good. That just peels right off the bone. Doesn't quite fall off, but I kind of like mine to stick a little bit to the bone, so that when you take a bite, you don't have to worry about fighting to get the whole rib in your mouth. But other than that, it's got delicious flavor with this honey hog barbecue from Meat Church. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And that was just done on a pellet smoker, 225 starting out until the bark gets kind of firmed up. And then after that, wrap it, put some butter, put some barbecue sauce in there. You can even sprinkle a little bit more of the rub in there to give it a little bit extra flavor. Throw it back on until you start having that nice pullback off the bone with the meat. Oh, sorry, my mouth is just watering from how good that is. Then take it off after you get that pullback. Internal temp about 202 to just over 200, and you're in the sweet spot. Bring it in, put some barbecue sauce on it, throw it out there, get that tacked up, and you're good to go. So make sure to like, subscribe, share, and check back for the future cooks that we have going on. And hope you enjoy.